Vicky here with you, and today I'm here to do the cards using the beautiful stencil from Stencil Revolution. I've told you about the stencil a few weeks back, and I told you that I was going to do some card for Christmas, and so I'm hoping that you're going to join along, and that we will be able to craft this together, and it's going to give you some ideas. If you haven't gotten the stencil and you're interested, check out the description link below and go and check out the cookie stencils. It's part of that, and then you can do what I'm going to do. Okay, so I want to use these envelopes, and these measure 5 3/4 almost by 4.5. So I made a bunch of cards using some of my cardstock, and I did it 5.5 by 4. And I figured that this was going to be perfect for this. I've pulled out some Christmassy paper that we can use, and then I've made these little pieces of paper using the same type of cardstock, and these measure, they measure 4.25 by almost 2.5, because that's about the size of the stencil, so I figured that we would be using the stencil as such. So let's get this going, and let's see how many I can make in 30 minutes. Let's start the timer. Okay, so the beauty with this stencil is that you can accommodate pretty much anything that you want. And actually, I was going to do something using music paper, regular music paper, and I forgot to pull it out. So let me go and get that. Stop the timer and get that and be back. Okay, so I'm back. I wanted to go and get some music paper because I thought maybe it could be fun to put this on top of that. So we shall see if I will do that. Sorry about that. The dogs have been barking. I don't know what they're hearing outside, but it's crazy today. It's really annoying, and I don't get it. I don't know still, but anyway. So the beauty with this, using a stencil like this, is that you can use afterwards whatever color you want, and you can basically coordinate your card based on that. So let's use this one for the first one. They're really annoying. I don't like when they're barking especially for no reason like this. Okay, so I'm going to leave a border around, and the reason for that is that this is going to show on top, and it'd be nice for the to match with the white. So that's why I'm doing it this way, in case you're wondering. And go like that to try to save as much as possible of this beautiful paper. So like that. And so this is gonna go like this, and this will go on top. So for this first one, let's use my Stays On olive green with this stencil. So let's put this down semi-straight, because I don't do straight, you know that. And I'll put this down like this, and this down like that, so it doesn't move. And so I'm just gonna be using my little dauber to go into the crooks of the stencil. The Stays On is not as juicy as some other inks, which is why it doesn't get as easily into all the little spaces, but it should be very pretty anyway. Okay, so let's lift this and let's check that out. So see, I really think it's pretty and very simple. So you could of course do a little border around, which would be even prettier, I think. So let's use this pen. Of course, I could have done it a doodly way. It might have been actually better. Than this way, because I can't do straight. So doing it squiggly would have hidden the fact that I can't do straight. But I think it turned out pretty good. It's crooked, but everything I make is crooked, so no big change in this case. So let's close that off. So that's the first idea that I had. So let's just glue this one down. So I like it. It's simple, but I think it's very pretty. And you can see that you could make quite a few really quickly. Now I'm just going to wipe this down so I don't make a mess on something else. But this stays on, I think is going to stay pretty much on, hence the name. Okay, so we're good. It's not going to move. Now for the second one, let's there's certain papers that you can't seem to use because they're just too bright or too loud or too whatever. Like this one is one of them, which I always have trouble using because the pattern is so big. So we'll use this one for that card. Just write that down. Okay, so same principle. So let's do this. Okay, that aside. So this is going to go like this. And then this will go on top. So for this one, I thought we could just do, because sometimes you don't have the inks. So you could also do it with a regular pen, and that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna use my Tombow. And just do it that way. So any type of marker would do. So you could do multiples of this while watching TV or doing any other thing. As you can see, just need to kind of tape it down so that it doesn't move around on you. But other than that, it's really easy to use, and I love the quality of their stencils. This company, Stencil Revolution, is a family-owned business based in Florida. So for all of you that are in the States, kind of nice to support a family-run business. I keep repeating myself, but I really think that we need to support. See, that's what I mean by shifting around. Thank God this was finished. Let's just try to put this back as much as possible aligned. And my StazOn marker is bleeding a bit, so another pen on this paper would probably have been better, but it's going to be that because I'm almost finished. This is something that you should try, by the way. Try out your pen before doing the full thing. On the paper underneath that I should have stuck as well. Didn't have that issue before, but the thing is I wasn't pressing the same way. Now I'm kind of rubbing, and this is why I'm having all those issues. So yeah, I should have stuck that down before. I didn't. My fault. But it's still going to give you an idea of what it would look like. We'll try to make this work anyway. Because I hate to waste, especially time and effort. If I can find a way to make this work, I will. Okay, so it's not bad. It bled a bit, but it's not that bad, actually. I thought it would be worse than this. So let's see. I'm thinking that I might want to do some doodling around this one. So and this way makes it more artistic, I guess. Makes it more messy too, but it's okay. I'm gonna take the other side. And do some more doodling here. That's one of my favorite borders. As you know, if you watch my channel, you've probably seen me using that border a lot. And so this is the card that it makes. So let's glue that one down. And here we go. So 2 done. Then I've got some of my distress ink that might be fun. And let's use a red piece this time. And that's what I mean by you can coordinate your papers. That card is not straight. What happened there? So that's what I mean by you can coordinate your stencil with this. Oh my god. Ouch. Oh, just made a big scratch on my arm because I've got a drawer that's open so that I can store stuff on it. And yeah, I always end up hurting myself some way, shape or form. Do you do that, or am I the only one that does that? Ugh, that hurt. Okay, I should have done it the other way, but it's fine. It's still gonna work. Okay, so then for this one, let's put this down. So I'm gonna learn from my lesson of the other one. My husband is just arriving, I think, so you're gonna hear some yelling, and you're probably gonna hear some barking again. Yeah, that's what I mean by yelling. Okay. So for this one, I'm gonna use my barn door in red. This is a distress ink. It's pretty juicy, so should go fairly well. As you can see, it really does. It's going to be pale, but I think it's going to be very pretty. Okay, so let's lift this up. Yeah, I really like that. I think there was some black on my dauber, so that's why my dauber is it came out a bit black, the red. Okay, so here I could do red on the edge, but I'm thinking I'm going to do green actually. So let's use the Stays On, since this is on the Stays On already, and let's just edge this a bit. So like that. Like that. So let's put this down. So you can see it's really easy and fun to make several cards, and they do look different, not all the same. So then for the next one, I'm thinking I want to use I would like to use my music paper. You can use this, and then the music paper on top. Let's do the music paper first and see how that turns out. So I'm going to be doing this on this part, I guess. So let's cut off a section that is sufficient. And of course, it's too big to fit in my guillotine. And I love how yellow this music paper is, so that's why I chose it. I like the vintage look of it. Okay, so then use, and I would like to do this maybe this size. So let's do that, and let's put this down like so.
Lucky.
Okay, so I'm going to be using the black in this case. And I think I'm going to be using the Distress ink because it's pretty juicy, and but maybe it's not going to be black enough. Okay, so not quite as black as I want, so I'm going to be using the paint. That's why I brought out the paint as well, because you can use all sorts of different mediums for the use of your stencil. Of course, when you use paint, try not to put too much on your thing, because then it tends to bleed underneath, and you don't want that. And of course, the more paint you put, the longer it's going to take to actually dry. Okay, so let's lift this up and see. Yeah, it's not bad. It isn't bad. So this is what I was thinking, but then for this one, I think I want to add some stickles on top of the star. Just dry out the paint a bit before I make a mess. So you could do the stenciling on top of book paper as well. Doesn't have to be music paper. Actually, I should, if I was smart, I would do the stickling after I've put this down. Okay, so I'm thinking I want to do this like that. I like that. And this way I use this little piece of paper. And I don't have it in my stash anymore. And guess what, guys? I will be throwing away this little piece right now before I regret it. Okay, so especially since this is the type of paper that I have trouble using, so I don't want to keep it. There's certain patterns that I just find are so much more difficult to use. I don't know if you have that issue, but I really do. Okay, so I'm gonna put this like so, and then I'm just gonna use some stickles on top of the stars, just for added fun. Okay, I've got a feeling it's gonna do a big glob. Doesn't want to come out. Came out fine for the top. Come on. Okay, so like that. Over here. Right there. And over here. So I'm not sure if you can see, but I like the look of this. It's different from what I did before. Okay, so I think we have time for one more card, and I'd like to be able to use this here so that I don't have to keep it. So let's do a design with this one. This actually, though, I'm going to keep because I can use this paper for any occasion. It doesn't have to be for Christmas. Okay, I'm going to put this and not here. Just like that. And then I can put this like so. Okay, I made a mess on my fingers, and I'll probably end up making a mess on something else. Must be the red ink. I don't think I like the white with this. I'm thinking I want to use again the music paper. Okay, so somewhere like this. Let's do that. So like this. And sorry if you're hearing my husband. He was warned by my other kids that I'm filming, but he obviously doesn't take that into account. Okay, so like this, and this time I'm going to use the green paint, I think. Just put a bit of that. Oops. So I'm hoping that you're going to try this out, because sometimes we run out of ideas, and this is a great way of making multiple cards with the same sentiment, but you can make them all different. So you could actually do one session using one type of ink and a certain type of base, and then you could do another session using some other ink and some other paint or whatever, and just have fun with this. I still have paint, so I'm gonna use this again because I don't like to waste. So let's do that. Whoops. That. Like this. And I put a bit much, you can see here, but it's okay. It's handmade and it's unique. I still think it turned out good, and that I can make it work on a card. So I still have a bit of paint. I did put a lot of that green. I didn't think I had so much on this little piece of paper, but I really did. A little paint goes a long way when you're stenciling such small things. I won't stop. Okay, so see, this one was better. Okay, so we did all kinds of different ways. Whoops, I just tore my washi off, so I guess that one is going to go to the bin. Let's put this one together, and then we can call this session of card making done. So now for this one, I don't know if I want to use this here or if I want to use that, but I think I'm going to use this one because that's the one I really wanted initially to use, so I'm going to stick to what I was saying. So, whoops. So like this, and then like that, and then just stick this on like so, and it's crooked. But that's the story of my life, so it's okay. It happens, and that's what I do. So this time around we've made all these cards, and it's all the same stencil, but I think you can see that they're very different, and they could be even more different. It depends on you. I could have put more stickles on them, and you could do all sorts of borders. You could do more layering. It's up to you guys. So I hope this inspires you. I hope you go and check out Stencil Revolution, and that is it for now. Bye everyone.